This is a presentation of the 2019 Convention of the South Carolina Blinded Veterans Association Group, which was held at Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Fort Jackson. Immediately greeted by the concierge at the front desk, there's an on-site business center with an additional equipped fitness center, not to mention the indoor heated swimming pool. Whether a double or single bed room, comfort and modernization are key with every room. After enjoying a full breakfast buffet in the morning, members were able to enjoy complimentary sub-sandwiches, drinks, and snacks, all while learning a great deal about new products. There was even a beautiful painting donated by one of the veterans. On the backroom table, there were flyers, pamphlets, and other keepsakes. To include gift bags for every veteran that attended. All of the members sit and listen in an effort to learn about many new products being introduced and described that assist the visually impaired. The curator of the convention was Cheryl Gadgetar, the State of South Carolina President for the Blinded Veterans Association. Veterans got to test products like the Apple TV, the new Bella product by EVAS, the Eschenbach magnifier, the Alexa Echo Dot, and the Orcam My Eye. The Columbia VIS coordinator, Ms. Janae Brown, was the keynote speaker.
Last year, there were over 300 legally blind veterans in the Columbia VA healthcare system, including the 7 community-based outpatient clinics, Greenville, Anderson, Rock Hill, Spartanburg, Orangeburg, Florence, and Sumter. Our Columbia VA healthcare system includes almost 30% of the 300 over the age of 85, and almost 50% being Vietnam veterans. I was able to meet and conduct annual reviews and initial assessments with close to 130 veterans in person and another 50 by telephone. My goal for 2019 has been to provide services for even more. In March 2019, I began the expansion to the Greenville community-based outpatient clinic, holding one-on-one meetings and a quarterly support group. Traveling up to Greenville twice a month has allowed for a sense of connectedness with the Greenville Eye Clinic and bring more awareness to blind rehab services. Beyond Greenville, I will be traveling to the VA nursing homes where many of our more seasoned veterans reside. My goal for any veteran, is to aid them in making a more enjoyable day-to-day life, providing information and resources, and to aid in decreasing safety concerns, and also being a listening ear they can trust in. The thing I ask of veterans is to keep up with your eye health and physical health. This means completing annual exams and not ignoring changes that occur. Now, I would like to share some information about the changes at the VA outside of my services. The Columbia VA has created a central number for requesting and scheduling appointments. This is known as the 5122 extension. This allows veterans to request appointments for many of your healthcare providers. Due to the complexity of some of the clinics, the schedulers may forward you to the individual clinic to be scheduled. This number was created to allow more access for veterans. The schedulers who answer the 5122 extension are not housed at the front desk of the departments. This allows for calls to be answered without interruption. Veterans are still able to walk up to the clinic, the front desk, and make an appointment if you are already at the hospital. I know many of you have heard about the Mission Act, which is going to be taking place in June. Final details are still being put together. I'm going to say that. But I will share some of the key items that I've been told will not change. Primary care and mental health should offer an appointment within 20 days or less. Specialty clinics should offer an appointment with 28 days or less. One of the major changes is veterans will now have an urgent care benefit, where you are able to go out into the community for non-life-threatening situations where you may just need to see a doctor. There may be co-pays associated depending on the veteran's priority group and the number of times you use that benefit. Community care appointments, which most veterans know as Veterans Choice, will still be provided, but that program is being modified. The VA is going to be providing the scheduling for those outside providers that they've created a VA network with. Also, drive times and appointment wait times will be considered with allowing veterans to get community care. Beneficiary travel will not change and is paid the same way, whether the care is being provided at the VA or a community provider. Blind rehab will be subject to these new standards. It mainly affects the admission into a blind rehab center. Veterans who would like to attend blind rehab should not submit an application until they are ready to attend within 28 days. This means allowing a veteran to take care of all of their pending medical concerns before an application can be submitted. Veterans' applications will be denied if they are currently waiting on testing results, medical services, completing physical therapy or occupational therapy, or have not completed a physical in the last year. One final change I would like to share is the beginning of telehealth services. Telehealth is the ability for you to use a camera, possibly being a computer, an iPad, a cell phone, to have an appointment with your provider. Several blind rehab services are actually already using telehealth, along with mental health and some primary care around the country. The telehealth system allows the veteran to be sent a link to your email where you will be provided a password. And once that link is activated, your provider can see you on the other side of the screen. This allows for you to receive services in your home. Being that blind rehab issues equipment with cameras, including computers, iPhones, iPads, the transition is more accessible. My goal is to offer this service towards the end of 2020 next year. This will also allow for the blind rehab outpatient specialist to see home environments and prepare for training or make equipment recommendations or to connect with family. As we know, healthcare is ever changing, and the VA would like to offer care in as many ways as possible to veterans. even though our population of veterans is very unique, I am excited to see what unfolds. Now that was my formal speech. I am going to add a few things. I know earlier everyone kind of heard about ORCAM and what it can do. I will say that Bridget, the low vision therapist, and I are currently developing a program to offer that training in Columbia. We are still working out time length, how much practice we'll need, what veterans will be kind of the best candidates for it. But if you are interested, do not hesitate to let me know. I have a running list of interested veterans once we get it up and running. Our goal is within the next few months to be able to issue that device.
Locally?
Yes, without the attendance of going to a blind rehab center. We're still working on it.
We have it over there.
So Bridget and I have one right now at the VA that we are mastering and doing different things with. When I worked at the Cleveland Blind Rehab Center, we issued ORCAM, but they provided a 5-day training program to do it. So what we are thinking is ways to condense that 5 days, possibly just count the number of hours that a veteran needs training before we'll be able to issue it to them. Also, the VA is really looking at a lot of, we call it head-mounted devices, similar to the ORCAM, but instead of connecting onto the glasses, there are a few that you wear. Augusta is actually the prime leader in this across the country with the access to devices. And so if it is also something that you think might be beneficial for you in the future, that is something that we could talk about too. Other than that, does anyone have any questions? I'm willing to answer.
What was the second device? You said access to the what? What was the second you said about Augusta?
So
Head-mounted device.
head-mounted devices, they just call that a specific category because there's about 9 other devices that do similar things to the ORCAM. Some do a little bit more, some do a little less. It just depends on what your needs are. Anyone else? Perfect. Well, thank you for letting me present today. I am grateful for this position. Moving to Columbia was one of the best decisions I made, and I've enjoyed over the past close to about 16 months now getting to know all of you, and I hope you know I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, so you're stuck with me.
This has been a presentation of the 2019 convention of the South Carolina Blinded Veterans Association Group. Thank you for watching.